I'm Tel, and this is Tel's News. And welcome to Tel's News. Today on the agenda, there's going to be a few little bits and pieces that you might be interested in. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I'm going to do my best to deliver it as best as I can here on the news. NHS parking. Right, they was charging them. As I said in my last video, they were charging them. What's that all about charging them anyway? Old Piers Morgan pipes up. He said he's going to pay for it. Now it's free. So two things have come good out of that. Piers Morgan is now a superhero. The NHS workers don't have to pay. Result. Prince Charles has got COVID-19. What the hell is going on there? I thought they were all wrapped up in cotton wool, that mob. Anyway, he's got it. I hope he's well. We'll see what happens. And now the antibody test. Whether we've had it, whether we haven't had it, this test is supposed to help us out. I don't know if it's going to help us out. I can't see it myself. I'm going to roll it out. 5, 10,000, 25,000 a day. That's a lot of people queuing up, isn't it? How are they going to dish that out? I hope they've got a plan. Now, I've been hearing that there's a lot of abuse going on. The people that work in our shops should be looked after. You might be socially isolating, right? You're walking up and down, got nobody around you. Bang, you're on the counter. You're chatting to this person behind the counter, and they're putting themselves at risk. They're touching all the money. You're breathing in their face. Keep a distance and don't abuse them. They've got a lot on their plate and they shouldn't even be there, really. Let's face it. If we're all supposed to stay indoors, they're on the front line with the NHS. The NHS have got all gear on. They ain't got no gear on. They're just standing there in their little pinny or whatever they wear. So behave yourself and look after them. Because without them, you ain't going to go around the shop, are you? Non-essential travel. There's been so much mixed messages about this non-essential travel. You can get on a bus, you can get on a train as an NHS worker or a key worker. But you can't just get on a train because you've exercised, you walk to the train station, officer. You must have good reason to get on the London transport. If you ain't got good reason, don't get on it. Do you understand? Don't get on it. But I did hear Dr. Hillary from Good Morning, I think. You know, he was going on about if you've got a gardening job to do, as long as you're not touching no one, as long as you're keeping socially isolated from everyone, so it's 2 metres away. I mean, I don't know how people are going to pay for that. They have to throw their money at him, wouldn't they? I don't know if you can hear that. There's a washing machine going on in the background now. My dog's still tap dancing. They're in the other room at least anyway. And the kids are keeping their music down, which is a touch. So I can get on with the news. Is it essential? Class is essential. Oh, my kids are going to starve. My family's going to starve. Poor person's got to go out and do a bit of graft. Because without that bit of dough, he ain't going to feed his family. So I guess he's calling that essential travel. That's why I think the Chancellor's going to pull it out of the hat today and sort it out. Can you hear that washing machine? He's been slapped on the wrist, old Dr. Hillary. I have heard on another news channel that was a mixed message and he shouldn't have delivered it. So it's anyone's guess. Because if constructions could go and work and congregate in a canteen, then I'm guessing that it looks like from your general point of view that you can congregate. Or it's alright for them to die. It's alright for them to get disease. Now what's all this mugging NHS workers for ID? I mean, come on. They ain't nicking mobile phones no more. They're not nicking motors, motorbikes and all that because they're the only ones on the street. And now they're nicking ID badges so they don't get free coffee, I think. Free coffee, free. Anyway, they're getting things for free. NHS workers, make sure you ain't swinging that old badge around. Someone will have it off you. Be careful. 500,000 volunteers. That is amazing, right? I mean, come on. I mean, I thought, shall I? Shouldn't I? Shall I? Shouldn't I? All of a sudden, boom, 500,000 people's on it. I don't need to now, do I? Well, I'm delivering the news. I think this is essential. To deliver the news as I see it, as Tel sees it. Oh yeah, another thing on that non-essential travel. If you're travelling non-essentially in your own motor, you've got to stop at a petrol garage, ain't you? And I don't know if anyone saw that post up yesterday of some old bird scratching her backside and then she's obviously filling up with a pump. And there's all germs on that pump. And then you're going to touch that pump. God knows what else is on it, what she's got or what she ain't got. Just make sure you put a pair of them old blue gloves on in the garage. Use the pump, bin the gloves, and then make sure you use your Wi-Fi. Make sure you touch your Wi-Fi, pay by Wi-Fi, alright? And I'm going to call it COVID-19 from now on because coronavirus, just for anyone who don't know, is a collective of lots of different viruses that mainly transferred from animals to humans. So I'm going to call it COVID-19 and then we know where we are. Common cold is a coronavirus and that came from bats. I didn't know that. Did you know that? So Boris had a chat with the Queen on the phone. Good man. Nice to see he's checking in with the governor. Like I said to you before, if you watched my other video, like when they walk in, they have to kiss the Queen on the hand. Do you reckon he kissed his phone, like with her live, so she could see him on there, make sure like he's keeping up the respect that she deserves and all that? God save the Queen. We've got a new NHS hospital being put up in the Excel Centre in London. It's going to be called the Nightingale NHS Hospital, and it's going to have 4,000 beds in it. 4,000 beds. I mean, what are they expecting to happen? I mean, how many beds haven't we got if they're putting putting 4,000 in a warehouse, sort of, in an exhibition centre. Really hope that we don't use them, don't need it, waste your money. That's what I'm hoping. I'm interested to hear what everyone's got to say about this. You're someone with an opinion that's worth listening to. I've heard lots of conspiracy stories, birds falling out of the sky, 5G networks, giving us all this disease. The Chinese done it on purpose to dominate the world. I mean, come on, there's a lot of things there. I mean, but there's a lot of people that are saying the world's flat. I mean, you only got to look at the moon to see it ain't flat, right? Why would there be a round moon on a flat Earth? It would be a disc, wouldn't it? Be flat disc. With someone moving about in here. That's the only trouble with having a TV studio in your house. So earlier today, I spoke with Mark. Mark's from Romford. He's a key worker for the transport system in London, and he had quite a bit to say about the whole conspiracy thing that goes on. Let's have a listen to that. And see what he's got to say about it.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me all right, Mark?
Hello.
Hello, mate. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Let's try him on the other WhatsApp. Sounds a bit better, doesn't it? Hello Mark, can you hear me alright?
Yeah, I can now.
Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's alright there, you all good?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Yeah, all doing well, mate, all doing well.
Good. I understand you've got some concerns that you want to discuss your theory on what's going on in the world at the moment.
I believe it's a man-made virus that's been spread for whatever agenda they have. Nobody will ever know for sure.
Surely they'd be hurting themselves, no? If they did something like that, man-made spread like that?
No, not at all, because the maker of the virus has obviously got the antidote, if you like. So they've obviously made sure that themselves are protected and spread it fast and wide.
Take that out of the equation. What other theories you got? I mean, apart from them planting it themselves, is there any other theories you got? Like a new world order or something like that? I mean, are you thinking maybe that everyone's involved in this or what?
It's worldwide. The main thing will be to reset the clock, if you like. So reset all the national debts that are about. They've already culled a lot of the nations, so that will save them billions, pension payouts and so on. If they can achieve that, basically, I mean, they've got control of us anyway. We're not people, we're sheeple.
Sheeple?
Sheeple, yeah. We do as we're told. We're now kept in pens, basically. It's our own homes, but they've instructed us under no authority whatsoever. We're being told to stay indoors, and if you go out, we're going to find you.
Let me stop you there. Don't you think that it is in the national interest? I'm going to come away from the conspiracy theory for a minute. There's a national interest in keeping people indoors. Just say, for example, China had a bit of an outbreak, because we all know about their wet markets and stuff we've seen online. It don't look very good, does it? What I'm trying to get at is, just say, for example, that the disease popped out like some scientists are saying, like SARS, like all the other ones, pops out into the human race, and then it starts to spread around the world by being contagious between humans, right? Just go with me on this.
Yeah.
So what would be the measures for a country in that situation? Well, I'm going to tell you the measures are what we're doing now, right? Stay at home. Don't spread the disease between each other. So it's all right, people saying, like yourself, that it's a conspiracy, but there's always a conspiracy in there.
We've all got our own opinions, we've all got our own views. As soon as I hear of something that, that sounds like it could be a bit of a conspiracy, I will then delve a little bit further into it until I get facts.
Well, you say you got facts, but what facts you got?
Been published so far. I mean, I'm on forums, a couple of them. Do your own due diligence and do your own research, and when you actually go on to .gov. At the moment, they're saying, COVID-19 is not as contagious as what they thought and all the rest of it. On the media side of it, the TV and that, all they actually mention is the word coronavirus. Are they trying to confuse us? If we're kept in fear, we're easily controlled. Just another way of keeping the grip on us. And I get it. We need some form of control, 100%, because the country will be, the world will be an absolute mess if there wasn't some kind of rules, if you like.
I do see your point, and obviously that's why no one knows where they are, because everyone's got an opinion and everyone's entitled to one. It just so happens it's only a minority in this case that have your view, because the majority of us are scared of it. There's no denial that it's here, right? We have got a disease here, haven't we?
Allegedly.
So you don't believe there's a disease here?
Not to the highest order that they're saying it is. Go onto the .gov website and look at the figures. COVID-19, I think, is 85. But you look at rubella, and it's like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, but that's how contagious it is. But we've got a vaccine for that. But we haven't got a vaccine for this, so we can't stop it. We've got to let it run its course until we got one. But while that's happening, obviously the NHS are going to struggle to look after that. You agree with that, right?
it's the NHS I feel sorry for.
Quiet on set, please. I'm going to trust our government and I'm going to go forward with what we're doing. We ain't got a choice anyway because we're going to get banged up if you go out in a week's time anyway when they have passed the laws. Thanks for taking my call, Mark. I'll speak to you again very soon.
Thanks a lot.
Interesting stuff. So the round of applause for the NHS. I live in a little village and I could hear it. Clapping away they were. The NHS are doing a great job and they deserved it. Well done for the NHS. And now for the weather. Nice out, bit fresh, but a nice spring day. Much of the same tomorrow. Getting colder over the weekend. I think it's a bit colder up north. Always is, isn't it? Stay in, be safe. Be safe. We never used to say that, do we? Be safe. I might have said be lucky or be good. Be careful. But I never ever said be safe. Because we mean it now, don't we? So be safe unless it's essential. Like working. Now don't go out. It ain't worth it, is it? Is it essential? Because I ain't got no money coming in either. We'll all be skimmed for a bit. Don't panic, it's all good. Well, thank you for watching Tells News. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you again soon.